Hello.
Question number 352 with 321 on deck.
Hello, 352 over here, Angela Bishop from Network 10 Australia. Congratulations. When you were writing the part of Snoop, did you ever imagine there would be a dog like Messi who could play the part so well?
No, actually, it was. We were very conscious that it was really complicated to find a good dog like this, of course. But we organized a huge cast, and actually we decided to not really be focused on his physique, or body, or beautiful, but just on her capacity, And Messi was really above every dog. Yeah, of course.
Number 321 with 311 on deck.
Okay.
Hi, Arise Play Nigeria. I watched the film in both English and in French, and I find a lot of the time when it's translated, little nuances can be lost. Your story is so much about perception and interpretation and misconception. Did you ever worry that with translation that message might be lost and not have this kind of impact it has had around the world?
Tu veux répondre? Yes, it was. I think we were very control freak on the translation, and we wrote it in French after we translated, and of course we cannot, keep the exact, sometimes the exact expression. I think about the argument scene when I'm talking about this, because the argument scene was written in French. And after, of course, there was a lot of very funny expression, and it was so complicated. But we tried to, and of course, the movie is talking about that. And I think, yeah, it's totally. Sorry, it's a question of translation. It's totally. C'est incrusté, c'est impliqué dedans, en fait, cette question-là, je pense.
This question is written into what we wrote.
You want to add something?
Yeah, I think the film should be seen in original language. It's I can't imagine how it can be dubbed. I mean, what happens when she switches into English if she's already talking English? So I don't even know if that exists, that version, but it seemed complicated. So it's a statement for original language.
Number 311 with 313 on deck.
Romain Rinaldi pour Canal+, ce sera une question en français. After this long campaign, how do you feel now that you have this Oscar in your hand, and what does represent this victory for you personally and for the film? Que représente
ça représente beaucoup. C'est vrai que je pense que de manière assez pragmatique, le film s'est fait dans des conditions très indépendantes. On était avec on avait une liberté totale de fabriquer le film qu'on voulait. Et c'est vrai que de se retrouver ici aujourd'hui, à côté d'énormes productions, c'est quelque chose de aussi pragmatiquement extrêmement joyeux en fait pour les gens qui font du cinéma, de se dire qu'on peut exister aussi en faisant des films totalement différents. Et je pense que la diversité du cinéma, c'est quelque chose qui me tient vraiment à cœur, de pouvoir faire des films. J'adore des énormes productions, mais j'adore aussi des petits films. Et je pense que c'est très beau de voir qu'aux Oscars, en fait, on peut aussi donner de l'importance à des films comme ça. Voilà. Sorry.
May you please restate the answer in English as well?
Oh, il faut qu'elle traduise.
Ah, sorry, excuse me.
So the answer was about how important it is to have a variety of film made and recognized, and to see that a film like this one, with the budget that it had, can be side by side with much bigger productions in a space like the Oscars, gives hope for what the variety and diversity of cinema can be.
Number 313 and 357 on deck.
Bonsoir, Franck Jonozo pour France Télévisions. You told us just yesterday that you didn't think this kind of movies could end up in the Oscars. What about now? Je la pose en français. Hier, vous nous disiez que vous ne pensiez pas qu'il y avait une place aux Oscars pour ce type de film. Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez maintenant?
Ben non, mais je suis tellement heureuse. Ça veut dire que les films en fait traversent les frontières, que peu importe son origine, je pense que le film parle à un endroit aux gens, et c'est ça qui est le plus extraordinaire. Je pense que c'est voilà, moi, le film parle vraiment du couple, de ce que c'est que de vivre ensemble, en fait, et de deux personnes de nationalités différentes. Et le fait que le film traverse comme ça des frontières, évidemment que c'est hyper joyeux. Et je pense que depuis quelques années, on voit, parce que c'est pas le début de ça, qu'il y a un attrait, je pense, aussi pour le public, aussi des Oscars, de voir des films étrangers de plus en plus rentrer dans la course. Et c'est quelque chose de très joyeux, parce que je pense qu'il n'y a rien de mieux dans le cinéma que de pouvoir mélanger ces cultures et de pouvoir travailler ensemble. Voilà, moi, je pense que le film est avant tout un film européen, mais c'est vrai que le film montre tellement ça, en fait, cette réunion comme ça. C'est d'abord une Allemande qui vit en France et qui essaye de se faire comprendre. Voilà, merci.
So I think it shows that films can cross borders, and that if it can resonate with people all over, what's most at stake in this film is the question of a relationship, of an international relationship. It's a very European film in ways, but to see the breadth that it can have is very, very joyful. And it's been a few years that we've seen how foreign language films have started to find more of an audience in America, and that's also in the same result of how much different stories can resonate cross-culturally, and it's a very beautiful thing to witness.
Number 357, then we'll move on to virtual questions.
Hello, over here to your left. How are you?
Hi.
Can you talk a little bit about, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
My name's Stephanie Frederick. Can you talk a little bit about using American rapper 50 Cent's PIMP song in your film?
Yeah. I'm 45, and when I was young, I listened a lot 50 cents. But I'm sorry. And it was a long discussion about how we can just find a song that we, on the loop, because it's on loop all the time, and just we asked first of all to Dolly Parton, Jolene, and they refused to give us the rights. And after we switched, it's really strange to start with Dolly Parton and to finish with 50 Cents. But in a way, yeah, I think it was the most passive-aggressive song, for the husband. And it was really important to find a song not too dark, in the flow. And just to find something very, strange, and in the same time it's a hit. Of course, here it's a classic. And after it's music, it's just, the feeling of what you, And I love very much this version. I had it in my computer since 5 years ago. I think my daughter was obsessed by this song, so it was a lot on in my house.
Okay, we're now moving on to virtual questions. We're going to York Vision. Caitlin, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay.
Hi there, I'm Caitlin from York Vision. Congratulations on such a wonderful screenplay and a wonderful film. I just wanted to ask you about Sandra, and she's such an incredibly intriguing, multifaceted and relatable female character. Her honesty stuck with me, particularly the lingering notion of whether she did it. How did you go about writing such a powerful female character?
Par rapport à Sandra? Okay. I think Sandra is really interesting because she's playing it really in a very... Oh, sorry, I switch in French because it's too complicated in English for me. Elle le joue de façon extrêmement transparente, très... voilà, elle dit, voilà, je suis ça, j'assume ce que je suis, elle n'est jamais dans la séduction, donc du coup, il y a quelque chose de très... On a envie de la croire, et en même temps, du coup, c'est beaucoup plus intéressant, elle n'est pas dans quelque chose d'assez qu'on connaît plus, qui est cette façon de jouer un peu à l'ancienne, d'avoir deux visages, etc. Et après, elle a amené quelque chose de tellement... Après, je continuerai en anglais, si tu veux.
Well, Sandra really brought something to the character in the transparency of her acting and the way in which she never tries to seduce, and something about this way of being makes us really want to believe her, despite the fact that she doesn't give us exactly what we might expect. She broke from a kind of more old-fashioned form of acting that might have been facetious or sort of double-faced in a kind of stylistic sense.
Yes, and I think she's living on set, she's not playing, she's really, really... She's really close to her body. The most of our discussion is just about the body, how to be. It's not theoretical on set, And I think she's really, really modern in her way of playing this woman. As a spectator, I'm watching a lot of crime stories, on thrillers, or things like this. But for me, Sandra brings something very new. She's really, c'est pas assuming, sorry, elle assume ce qu'elle est, sorry.
She stands by herself and her decisions.
Yeah, and so in a way, it's really, I don't know. She's not playing, yes, the old-fashioned woman, you know, with 2 faces, yeah.
And final question from Digital Journal. Marcos, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Marcos from Digital Journal. My question is for Arthur and Juliet. What did the screenplay teach you about yourselves as filmmakers?
Qu'est-ce que le scénario vous a appris sur vous-même comme réalisateur?
Ah, pour nous deux, pardon. Tu veux commencer?
I only wrote the film with Justine, so it was a very fascinating experience to write and to try. Because I'm a director mostly, so it was like being in Justine's brain in a way. And at some point, the way we wrote Sandra's character, for instance, was very interesting for me because there's a lot of Justine. She put a lot of herself in this part, but I put a lot of myself also in the part. So it's the boundaries were not. That's true. Oh no, you were laughing for something else. So the boundaries were not so clear between who is who and who's a woman or a man. It was all about trying to put something true in it. So yeah, to me it was a very, very fascinating experience to write this film.
And for me, it was a humble experience because, you know, he's a director and sometimes it was really fast to work with him. It was like ping pong, you know. And sometimes it was not so easy for our ego because sometimes it was really fast to say, okay, I don't like this scene, okay, it's bullshit. And it was really fast, you know. So, but in a way, it was very interesting because for me, it's the best way to work, you know, to be really with a person that you love so much and people who are so honest with you. For me, it's the best thing, the best way to work, of course.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.